this comes from experience of plotting graph, right? You won't get it overnight and you won't understand how to plot graphs overnight. It will take some time for you to actually go ahead and plot graph. But follow me again. In the middle of 0 and 100, you will have 50, right? So therefore, this will be at 0. The second one would be 10. Third one, 20. Third one, the third one, 30. And going up, the next one, 40. And then going up to the 50 line. So is that clear?
Sure, yeah. But well, suppose like we get at 85 and we have to do it on a graph like this.
Right, you would estimate. So this
Huh?
is, you would estimate, this would be an 80 point. This
Yeah.
right here, so 50, 60, 70, 80. You would estimate this. This is 80. So therefore, 84 would be a little bit above the 80 mark, right?
But look
And
what
then this is 90. So in the middle would be 85. So therefore, 84 would fall a little bit below. You're estimating. It's not going to be perfect. It's more of an estimation. And let me go over that again. So we have 10, our value is 10 and 84, right? We change this to kilojoules to make it much simpler, right? Imagine if we had 100,000 here. That would make life very hard, right? I wouldn't be able to. Let me see if I can draw kilojoules over here, right? Kilojoules. It's sideways, so it's a little difficult. Kilojoules, right? When preparing for this, I was apparently going in a rush, so that's why most of these are left out. But it's the same thing, right? Um, so 50, then you have 60, then you have 70, and then 80. This is your 80 mark here, right? So your 80 mark would be close to your 90 mark, right? You want to find 84, and in the middle of 90 and 80, you would have 85, right? 85 right here. So 84 would be a little bit below. All right, we can do the second one. The second one would be 168. Let me change. All right, let me see. All right, the second one would be 168. 168. All right, so and 20. So 168 and 21. 21. Exactly. 168 and 21. So the 21, right? This is 30, this is 20, and this is 30. What is in the middle of 20 and 30?
25.
All right, so that's good. So what you want to do is to find out what is in the middle first. It's called getting a reference point. The reference point will be here. This would be a reference point right here in the middle. Then you would say we want to find 21. So 21, this is 24, this is 20, 25, this is 20, so 21 will be here. 21, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Yes, sir.
Right? So 21 will be here. You will match it up to 168. 168. What is in the middle of 100 and 200?
150.
150. So 150 would fall in here. All right, there's somebody waiting. Waiting room. Chat. Okay, thank you, Demarco. All right. 150 will be here. Right? So we bring this across. Then the next point, we want to find 60. So as I said, we're going up by 2's on the y-axis. No, this is important when making a scale. You make it such that it is easy to read, right? You realize we go up by 4's, or we say at every 4 is 100, right? So that would make it easier on the eye to read. All right. So we have 168, this is 150. Then the next 2 points would be 160. That would be 160, then 170. Now in the middle, of 160 and 170, what would you have here?
65.
All right, so you have
165.
165. So therefore, we're trying to find 168, guys. So therefore, 168 would be a little bit above in this area. So this is 165 on this line. This would be 168. It's an estimation. All right, we can do the third one as the last one. Let's calculate this, right? 1,400 times
282,000.
so 282,000. As I said, you see how difficult it is to write it up, right? Because it's so many zeros. 282,000.
Sure, 52, 52.
52? Okay. So 252,000. That's a lot, right? So we change that to kilojoules to make it much more simpler on the eyes. 252,000, right? So 252,000.
Standard form.
All right. We will put it into standard form and we would change it to kilojoules. So therefore, we would,
150.
right, 252, right? Good. So that this would be equal to 252 times
Yeah.
10 to the 3, and then this is equal to kilo. So it will be 252 kilojoules. So the reason why I did this was because imagine if we had 200,000 here, that would make life very difficult. Very difficult. We're not changing the value, we're just changing the range. All right. Now let's look on this one, 252. If we have 200, what is in the middle of 200 and 300?
270.
All right.
250.
So in the middle of 200 and 300, we would have 250.
But really, it's 70.
All right, 250. Now this will be 250, then 260, then 270 would be here, then 280, 290, then 300. So 252 would be a little bit above the 250 line. This is indicating that this is above, but actually it is above this one. It should be here.
Second point above it.
Right, the second point, exactly. This one is wrong. This point is wrong. All right, mistake. As I said, I was rushing. Um, let's go back. So our value here is 32.5. Now, here we see Tyrese, we have a 0.5 here. How do we treat with that? We will look at it now, 32.5. So we look for 30 and we look for 40 and we say, what is in the middle of 30 and 40?
35.
Exactly, 35. So therefore, 32 would fall in between 30 and 35, right?
Yes, sir.
So it'd be 30, then 31, then 32, 33, 34, 35. No, 32.5.
We're right between 30, 32 and
Exactly,
33.
exactly. So it would be in this line here. No, yes. So 31, 32, 33. So I believe 32 and 33, it would be between this line here, going up, 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 right, to this point. So this point would fall in between 250 and 251. No, sorry, 250, 255. So
So
this
what me
point is 250. 252 would fall a little bit above. So this one is correct. All right, so this should be a point. Um, let me fix this. This would be an actual point. All right. So are we all clear so far? Right? Or is it anyone not clear as to what is happening?
Sure, so we can do like oh you have that part that graph. We can do that thing.
Right. But this is an example. But I need to see your actual graph. So you can look on this and but ensure that I understand. And I'm going to be a lot more strict in checking your points just to make sure that they are okay. But you can essentially use this as a guide.
Phone.
All
Checking
right.
it on phone.
So the
Difficult.
next question required us to find the gradient. Now, what is the formula for gradient again?
Gradient.
Oh, sitting there. Oh, my name again. Rise, risen.
M1,
I saw.
M1, not
Yeah,
M1, X1.
right over.
Put me I
All
tell
right.
you what the formula.
Brother, no, listen, let me tell me talk when me talk. Say. Don't interrupt me
Alright.
when me talk. I'm not interrupt you.
I'm sorry, sir.
All right. Let's settle down. So the gradient M, as Dean was trying to say, and as Devante said, is rise over run, right?
Me put that in.
Rise over run. This is equal to y2, right?
Y1.
This one minus
Y1.
y1 over
X2 over X1. Minus X1.
x2 minus x1. So we said whenever we're calculating the gradient, we choose a point between the first two values and the last two values and we compare them. So this would be our point. So this would be x2, y2, and this would be x1
Y1.
exactly. So this point here would go across to this
So it's
line.
like any
This
number
would be
so
y1.
any number you can use on the Y.
Yeah, but just
Y1.
choose one in between the first two values and the last two values. That's just a general rule. All right. And then this one up here would be what? What would this one be?
X2,
All right. So we're on the y-axis, right?
Y2,
Yeah.
Y40.
Yeah. So y2, and then the one down here would be what?
Y2.
X1.
No,
X2.
x2 exactly. X2, and then the one down here would be what?
Oh, yeah,
X1,
X1.
right? So we compare x2 minus x minus y1, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, and that would give us our gradient. When we come next week, you can attempt the rest of these, right? You can attempt the rest of these questions here, but we have 1 minute, so we will end here. Question,
Sure.
What would have this English in a nature?
question. I hear a question.
No, sir.
All right, I heard Tyrese. So I think I had a question.
Good, sir.
All right, so I'll post this and then attempt it. All right, and I'll also post this to give you a guide. All right, so please make an attempt at this one. This time I'm trying not to leave you in the dark. I am trying my best to help. So I drafted this up. All right, so let us try our best and complete it. All right, so all the best, everyone.
All right, sir.
All right.